guys, I have Patricia with me today, who is a Feng Shui expert. She's going to talk to us about getting in alignment, really, in terms of our working environment. Many of us are working from home as business owners. So I want to pick Patricia's brain about energy and about Feng Shui, because as most of you know, I'm a big fan of all types of energy, all energy, massive fan of yoga and meditation and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to pick your brains, Patricia. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Louise. This is absolutely an honour to be here and to be sharing with you and everyone about the power of Feng Shui. And for sure, it is an absolutely amazing tool that you can use to enhance your business, to attract more clients, and to really energetically align your environment with your vision and your goals. So sometimes we kind of think, oh, what is Feng Shui? Is it about moving furniture or putting mirrors into different places? And that is one element of it. There's three different areas about Feng Shui. There's three levels. So the first level would be around that whole thing about furniture and making sure that chi and energy is coming into your house in the right of your home and your business. And I don't know, to a lot of everyone kind of would work from home or have a home office or have a premises, and then about making sure the energy is coming in and it gets to filter around really easily. The second level then is that each building represents 9 areas of your life, but also 9 areas of your business. So it really is very interconnected. And Feng Shui is 4,000 years old. So it's there with yoga and meditation, and it's a very, very supportive practice for personally, I've known, for entrepreneurs and for working with my clients to make them feel stronger and supported and really attract abundance. And that's really where it came from, was allowing the farmers in China to attract more abundance and to have reap healthy growth in their rice paddies, and then to be able to feed and nourish their family. So that really is where it actually came from.
I love it. I didn't know that. It's good to know.
Yeah.
One thing that was really kind of obvious for me when I moved house 4 years ago, and I lived in an old black and white cottage which had been sort of extended on and on over the years. And I just knew intuitively that the flow of the energy in that house, it was a happy house. We were there 12 years, but there was something that wasn't quite right. And when we moved house, and we actually live in an eco house, so it's quite a special house in the fact that it's sort of got a ground source heat pump and some really cool stuff. But it also faces east, and there were some bits that I just knew when I came here. And there's something obviously great about the energy, because as soon as I came in, got settled, my business started to boom. I got a publishing contract, and things really did blossom. And I swear that it was the change in residence and the energy shift and all that kind of stuff. And having a special office space, because I worked out of my sort of dining room, and the kids' toys were there, and I know it wasn't great. So I'm really fascinated by this. So
for sure.
Share with us a little bit.
And I just love how you notice the difference. And actually, interesting enough, growing up, we moved house 22 times. And there was houses, yes, a lot of times. And there was houses that my parents made a lot of money in, but would have been quite unhappy. There would have been a lot of illness or crazy lawsuits or crazy stuff going on. Other houses were very happy homes, but kind of money would have always just been a bit of my parents are entrepreneurs. So but we kept moving, and each and every one had its own little story, but also the energy was very different. And now when I stand back and see those houses, I can really start reading and going, well, that happened and that happened. Oh, this must be it. So Feng Shui is really about taking the deeper level. The third level then of Feng Shui is what we work when we work with clients on a kind of a personal basis and their building, is an astrological reading for their home. So you talked about the directions, we look at the directions, but also the year of construction. So this might be seen really far out, but when we talk to people, for example, one business we worked with, we spoke to her and we were looking at her, the details, and saying, wow, have you had financial difficulties this year? And she said the 3rd of February. It all happened on the 3rd of February. The business just started going downhill. And we were like, okay, so your business went into a money lock on the 29th of January. And she could tell us that that's when the Chinese year changes. So the energy shifts each year, and just very subtly. And there's houses then, buildings that are supportive for people and are supportive for money, and either or that are not supportive for people or money. So, for example, that's it. That woman had this building in the lock for a year, but we can remedy it. Like, there's never been an instance that I've been able to had to tell someone like, oh, you have to move out. Like, there's always a remedy and a harmony. And it's pretty much acupuncture for your home. So, the acupuncturist checks the pulse of your body and says, oh, this is out of alignment, this is in alignment. Okay, I need to put a needle here. And that's essentially what we're doing. We bring the elements in, we put them into specific areas to look at what you want to enhance. And I love how you talked about you having a specific office for yourself, because energetically you would have been scattered sitting at your dining table, and your dining table is where you eat and nourish your body, but it's not a place where you can focus your energy on work. And maybe you were not even sitting in the right direction. So you weren't sitting in a space that was supportive for you. And instantly you had this space that you're able to go, right, I have all my books, like even right behind you, you have your books, you have a beautiful supportive cabinet behind you, a good strong chair, you've really created a space that's nourishing for you, and then your business starts to grow. And I suppose I see a lot in business and people posting photos of their offices, and I just cringe. I'm like, oh no, because their desks are jammed into a little corner. Where's the expansion? These are just even small things. Like, where's the sense of expansion for your business to grow if you're looking at a wall and you're shoved into a corner? And what about the clutter around you? This is a very simple technique, but a lot of business owners, if you're an entrepreneur, you may have started several different businesses, but you may have the remnants of those, and some of them may be positive or negative. But if you have that paperwork and all of that stuff still hanging around, I'd invite you to let go of it, to throw it out, and to be time for really getting clear with what you have, and be very mindful of what you surround yourself in your office with, that it is that the positive quotes and all that I would certainly think are amazing, go get it. But I'd certainly recommend having a wall behind you, have a nice clear desk, be able to see the door, be able to see what's coming at you. For instance, in that same client, it was just a very specific instance, but I went into the office, and herself and her husband are partners in the business, and he was sitting in the corner, had the power position, he had the best seat in the house, basically. He had the wall behind her, a big chair. He was looking at the desk, and he was so happy. He was just like, your life is great, and the business is fine. And then I turned to her, and her desk was jammed into the wall, looking at a wall, no space of expansion. The door came right behind her, absolutely right behind her. And I said to her, do you feel very overwhelmed in your business? She absolutely burst out crying. She's like, everything comes to me. Oh, it was like chalk and cheese. And really, I thought, oh my God, we just need to shift you around. You need to see the door, and really what happened with them was they were like, oh wow, we an amazing journey with them in their business, because after the consult they were like, wow, this building isn't right for us. We need a bigger building. We want this. And they totally expanded. They took a new place. And before the builders came in, we were called in to work with them on the right seat. He had his right seat. Their employees gave their right directions, and that's something I'm happy to offer if anybody is interested in knowing what their perfect power direction is. That I'm happy, if they send me their full birthday, I'll do that. So that to send them their information on that, because it's invaluable to know where to sit, and that there are directions that can give you more energy, more power, more I like just more vibrancy.
And I moved my desk when we moved to here. I was sort of tucked in the corner, and now I sit in a big bay window. I mean, it's huge, and I look out, the fields are over there, I can see all the neighbours. I'm like the watchdog of everyone. But I love sitting here, and I walk into my office and feel empowered, to work with my clients and do the work that I do. So obviously most of the people watching probably will be working from home. Some might have practices. So I want you to share with us, Patricia, maybe 3 things that we could all do, like today. We could always get up now and do them, that would have a positive impact on us earning more money, attracting clients or opportunities this week or today. So what 3 things might we all do?
The first thing I would invite you to do is stand at your front door and clean it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, clean your front door. Make sure that the entrance is very welcoming. Like, make sure that you have clean your front door and make sure it opens easily.
Okay.
Okay, because this is where you're welcoming the chi in. And the same for your office as well, that when you walk in, the first thing you see is like uplifting. The second thing I would invite you to do is to bring in some nice fresh flowers, and to really just get some nice, go out to the garden, pick a few flowers and bring some life into your office. Like, sometimes it's very, very much, I see you have a plant behind you, but like, but that sometimes it can be very, not very nurturing and caring, and to bring some life into your office. And then I would invite you to declutter. So, like, empty your bin every day. Like, really, just let go of the day. And then and this doesn't just stand for decluttering as in like getting rid of paperwork, but also your desktop. Like, if your desktop is full of like 500 different things on it, it's just overwhelmed and it gets very stressful. And really, as you start to let go, you make space for new. So as you start to declutter and clear that screen, you're like letting go and you're making space for new things. And it's exactly the same with your office, letting go of old paperwork and anything you don't need. That's a really great thing to do. And thirdly, I would invite you to look at your desk position. Like, I know you've got a beautiful bay window, you have a strong wall behind you, but I would invite people to really just have a look at where they're sitting. Do they feel, and play around with it. If you have flexibility, play around with it. A lot of offices, the desk is kind of automatically jammed into a wall, but if you can move it out, and people are like, oh, I don't like to see the computer cables. I'm like, but the support you will feel when you move and sit in that right position, that you can see the door. Or if you can't see the door and it's not possible, just get a small little mirror, place it on your desk, so like that woman, rather than feeling totally overwhelmed, she's a small little mirror that she can see what's coming at her. She has this little bit of Mary's coming in to see, and I can see her, not Mary's in my head, over my head and shouting in my ear, So they would be really great things, and just a constant clearing out, a constant cleaning out would make a big difference.
Yeah, so they're really simple tips. I wasn't expecting you to say get your duster out and clean your front door, but you know what? It makes sense, doesn't it? I'm really I live doing my pot plants in the summer, and my entrance looks really girly and pretty, and it makes a lot of sense to have that sort of welcoming energy to the front door is where it all comes. So
and make sure when you open the front door that you don't see a mirror, so there's no mirror facing you. And that will be a huge one because obviously we want to welcome the chi in, so you're opening the door. If you see a mirror facing you, a mirror is reflecting the energy back out, so it's saying, oh no, I don't want you in, but goodbye chi, goodbye, and allowing it to free flow around your home for sure.
Great, love it. So some really kind of simple tips that we can all just kind of literally go away and implement right now, really. So maybe moving the desk is a bit more cumbersome, but even then, I think you're right to play around with it, because when we moved in, all the cables were here. It was like automatically we put the desk there. And actually, it wasn't the right place, and I'm never moving from this spot. I love it, love it, love it. So
and really feel into it, because you could have one day here and another day there in the next spot, and then you'll feel the difference, like the shifts. For instance, Ken and I were sharing a desk for a couple of weeks, and it was really impossible. It was like, because he's just like way too messy, and I'm so picky about having literally my computer on my desk. Like, that's it. I just want my computer, and if I have a note on my journal, and that's it. And that might seem like really weird, but for me, it's made my life so much easier, and I'm just so much more focused now that I know, because each area of your desk also you can feng shui it if you want, and bring a plant in and put it in a specific area. But it's even just having that clear space, because it gives you that space for you to kind of really create.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because having written 2 books, I didn't write them sitting here or wherever I was sitting when I wrote my first book in my old house. I actually would move around, and I would find more inspiration actually by moving around. So there were sometimes I'd sit in the kitchen and type, and actually there were other times where I'd completely get out of the house. So I suppose it just depends. It's listening to your intuition as well, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. And that would be a good one to play around with the different directions, because there are 4 power positions. So if anyone is interested in knowing their 4 power positions, I'm happy to give them to them. They just have to send me their full birthday, basically. But there's 4 power positions, and some of them are best for prosperity and health. Others are productivity. Another one is, the best seat for the main breadwinner. And it's very interesting because we would have often just sat at our dinner table, and like it's something, it's not just for business, it's for your entire life. It's like making sure that you are sitting in a place that's supportive for you, but also if you're the main breadwinner, you want to make sure that you're in a place that's going to be good for everybody in the family. And we played around sitting at the kitchen table at different places, and you know, you kind of just hone in to the right place. And obviously if you're a bit intuitive, I often find with lots of my clients, because they'd be on a kind of a type of a spiritual path, or they'd be in alignment, as many entrepreneurs are, because that's, the work is quite divine. So then we play around to find your right position.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. This is a great sort of intro to anybody that's interested in Feng Shui or energy and all that. So how can they find out more about you, Patricia? If they want to
how can you find out more about me? You can check me out at patricialohan.com, and if anybody's interested in getting their power position, they email me at patricia@patricialohan.com, and I'll just send back a little report. And because like Feng Shui will also gives your best colours for wearing. So this is like one of my power colours, this fuchsia pink, and it definitely gives me more energy. A blues for me would water me down and feel quite draining, but I've always loved these colors, and that's where, and that would also link into your logos and what colors to wear for your website. And it's so fascinating, because obviously you want to give yourself more energy, and that's really what Feng Shui is about, is being more energized so you can kind of attract it all in.
Yeah, being in alignment, absolutely. I never thought about colors, because aqua is my colour. My walls are painted aqua, my logos, everything, and I'm not wearing it today, but generally I love wearing that colour. I just feel really good in it. So yeah, love it. So I'll put the links actually, Patricia, below the video on my blog or email or whatever, so that they can check you out. But I know you're busy, so I really
thank worries.
you. Thank
you're
you
so
for your
welcome.
time. And I'll see you soon.
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
Take care.